Welcome back. We have made it to episode number 68 of Learning the Hard Way, the vlog that shows you, well, how we learn the hard way, how we figure out how to get businesses like this off the ground and then keep them going. This week we are drowning in Chelsea Flower Show flowers that have made it back to our yards. We're going to go visit a few of our sites and see what the guys are up to, and we finally picked up our truck in our own name, and look how good it looks. Good morning and happy Monday. It is 9 a.m. and a little bit whacked with the New York jet lag. Took a long time to get to sleep last night. When you're going the other way, it's not so bad, but the way home, that 5-hour difference was killer last night. And the problem with being away for a week is that's just about long enough to adjust to the new time zone. So yeah, readjusting this week. But despite being a little bit bleary-eyed, it is great to be back. It's great to have got to the yard early enough to see the guys sort of rolling out. So the maintenance guys were all heading out to do their day's work, which is fantastic. Some of the landscaping guys were also at the yard, so good to catch up with them. Matt is in the office, just had a good catch up with him. We are, as in him and I, Matt and I, looking at a few new jobs this week, which is exciting. We're heading to one this morning together. We've got one this afternoon that I'm not entirely sure if I will make it to, just because I've got quite a lot to catch up on, but he will definitely be going. He's then got a third one this afternoon. So that's 1, 2, 3. We've then got another one tomorrow. So yeah, the inquiries are coming in.
Morning. The week seems to be flying by, trying to get as much done as I can, but no, I'm sort of working my way through, chipping away at some of the quotes I've got and some of the inquiries that are open at the moment. I've got a total of about 12 at various stages of the quoting process. I've had many appointments over the last couple of weeks, which has been fantastic, keeping me really busy, keeping me on my toes, but obviously creates quite a large workload. There's always a bit more back and forth with the actual quoting process itself. It's never quite as simple as put a quote together, give it to the client and book the job in. There's usually some amendments to be made or budgets to adjust and things to work on before we actually get it over the line. But in the last couple of weeks, I've been to look at some little local jobs, which is really nice, but also we've got a really nice big one come through the door from Adam Vetra, who did the planting plan for us at Chelsea on our David Harbour build, but also from Maximilian Design has also put a job to us, who we worked with again at Chelsea on the RHS monument build. So lots of work coming through the door, which is obviously fantastic. A lot of work gone into getting sort of hardwood into this position. And kind of winning this kind of work, or at least getting the opportunity to quote for it, but comes with a lot of back end work and all of that, while trying to keep on top of what's going on site, making sure that the materials needed for site from day to day are organised and ordered, and keeping on top of the weekly schedule for the guys, getting everything and everyone organised basically.
Going to use this as a little bit of a shameless recruitment opportunity. If you watch the vlogs, you're based locally and you are a landscaper looking for a change, something new, and like what you see at Hardwood. Hopefully you can see as well, we've got some really good examples of progression within the company and people who've developed, etc. We've got a real good split at the moment of how ambitious people are pushing and wanting to progress, and then actually guys that are happy, comfortable and stable in the roles that they're in. So it's a really nice balance. But we're always looking, and we found that actually the best new team members, we've always taken them on when we haven't been looking. So when we haven't had job adverts out, etc., they are just people who have directly got in touch after seeing us and liking what we do. So the door is always open. We're always happy to chat. So get in touch if you think working at Hardwood could be for you. Following that as well, if you want to come work at Grab, come work at Grab. We need Grab staff as well. I need Grab drivers. And again, hopefully it can be seen as an opportunity to get into a young startup, and then as the business grows and develops, you can take on more and more responsibility, so particularly well suited to somebody who is currently a driver but wants to try and progress a little bit. You know, they want to see some more opportunities within the industry, so maybe get out of a truck at some point, become more managerial, maybe do your transport manager, whatever it might be. I'm sure we can support it. So get in touch. We're going to leave it there, and I'll catch up with you when I'm on the road and we're having a look at, hopefully, some nice new hardwood projects.
Go. No, you need to unroll it. You can't let it like spin out. You're not. I literally just watched you.
Go.
You need to spin it out, Will.
It's literally doing that.
No, it's not. Oh my God. Some people just don't want to listen.
Not to you, anyway.
Mate, come off of it. Hello, people. We're back in Midhurst today. Second row of fencing is being installed by myself and young William. Easier run, well, easier run. We thought it was going to be easier. Obviously, the last run we didn't have any digger access, so digging the trench and whatnot was a bit of a mission on the steep hill. But here we were tasked with and met by various tree stumps and just the roots of this back laurel hedge. We have used a digger. It has been considerably easier, but still a bit of a faff. I think it's just in general this type of fencing is a bit of a faff. Don't yank it too hard, I need to unravel it evenly.
Not all of it. Why would you, what?
Yes.
You don't put the whole wire through?
Yes, you do.
What?
And then feed it through them.
Oh, yeah, I get what you mean.
Get off of me. Stop licking me.
We're like siblings, just bicker. Yeah, don't rush, it's just really easy to hold, actually.
Okay, as we tension the last of our tensioning wires.
Yeah.
All that's left to do now is chuck our chain link fencing on the back face of the runner fencing and clip it together, and we're there with the fence pretty much. Next thing is laurels. So yeah, we'll see you when it's all looking finished, finito. Catch you soon.
It's Wednesday and I'm not on the little DJI, I'm in front of a camera, which is cool because there's quite a lot to talk about. So vlogging's been a little bit light at the beginning of this week, and it has been a fantastic representation of the highs and lows and madness of working for yourself. So as always, going to talk about it, going to tell you about it. It is roasting. The weather is amazing. So not behind my desk. I'm just having a bit of a stock check and check up on the yard once again. So we're getting busier. We're getting more vans. The space is becoming at even more of a premium. I think I've touched on in a recent vlog not wanting to hold on to some materials that we've been holding on to for a long time, because essentially I'm just paying to store things, and the reality attached to those things is that they're probably never going to actually be used. So quite a lot of stuff has gone onto the hardcore pile. So yes, could argue it's a waste, but it's being recycled. That pallet of sandstone has found a home, which is fantastic. So that is actually going to our landlord. So it's not on the farm, it's to where Henry lives, which is in a couple of villages away, but that is going to be part of his new patio. So that's exciting, we can get rid of that. That means this area is going to be nice and clear and clean. As you know, we've bought our lovely new pump truck so we can move whatever's left around as well. I'm not entirely sure how the dead tree has made it here, but that's Jay's corner. So I would assume there is intent behind it. You'll obviously know that we took delivery of all of our new Makita maintenance kits, which the feedback I'm getting is it's been great. I know a lot of people were very interested, particularly the hedge cutters are very popular. The mower is also very popular, although the battery life is 20 minutes, half an hour. So if you're getting one, make sure you've got enough batteries. I don't know what Makita say the battery life is, but that is real life. So the only reason we've kept that box is because we didn't know if we were going to return it, but I think we've decided to keep it. Those bits there, that's Chelsea Flower Show. Chelsea Flower Show, still a constant in sort of everything that we're doing. And yesterday, I was up at relocation. So we're just going to step outside now into the light. I'll let Will adjust his camera. But it was really good to see the space, and actually we went there when the school was open, so we got to see how all of the kids were using the space. So where a lot of the monument build is going is to a primary school in London. It's in Hackney, and it's going to look great. It's going to be really cool to create the space for the kids. They've got a very sort of stark tarmac playground, as a lot of schools do, so we're going to be putting trees in and shade and planting and just really make it hopefully quite exciting for them. But not all of the planting was suitable. If you managed to have a look at our monument build, you would have, hopefully you saw it in person. If you did, you'll know that there were lots of different styles and types of planting representing different areas. And what we've got here is essentially everything that was completely unsuitable. These plants here are all shade loving, so don't like direct sunlight. They have been in the playground for a while. The school caretaker has been watering them, but a few of them have suffered a little bit. So they've come here for us to care for. We've put them here because we have got a good block of shades. I've put one gazebo out. I'm going to put another one out as well, just to cover this section. And we're just being really on it with very thorough watering. They are going to, so the designer Max is coming early next week to hopefully sort them into jobs that he's got going on to send them off to there. So they are all going and not just being scrapped, which is good. So yes, it's a bit of a, totally honest, a bit of an inconvenience having to do all of this. But it's great to know that they're not being wasted because the sponsor has paid for them. They are bought, they are paid for it. It'd be a real shame to see this just turn into one big compost heap, basically. We had, and this is a special thank you to Jay and Sam, all of these plants were delivered on these trolleys yesterday. The driver turned up just before 7 p.m. So the guys hung around late. We got them all off the truck. It was a bit of a nightmare. I don't think the driver had ever moved plants and their trolleys before. Unfortunately, there was some fairly, I think, unjustified damage to a lot of them, but we're going to take them apart, bend what we can into place. It's only a few shelves, it's not many. And then we're going to get them stacked up like this, ready for the company that they are hired from to come and collect them. Once again, huge thank you to the guys that hung around late to give me a hand. Really, really appreciated. The plants are now in our care, so we're going to do everything we can to make them live as long as possible. Now, we work incredibly hard to keep all of our clients happy and deliver a really amazing service. This week's been a little bit shaken up by an unhappy client. So it does happen, and we have reacted very quickly to Matt's going over there this afternoon, and we are pulling a team together actually on a Saturday to go and do the work. Now, the work that needed to be done was massively delayed by all of the weather last year, and the only period of weather that's really been suitable for us to do it was coming into the summer, and that of course has been Chelsea for us, so we have just been too busy to accommodate it. The clients understandably would have liked us to do it a little bit more proactively, and our communication could have potentially been a little bit better. So definitely some lessons learned. Matt has handled it all really well as well, and I know that it's not comfortable dealing with those situations, but he's really risen to it and does it all very proactively. I would almost say actually better than me. So again, it's been amazing to see. There've been some lessons learned. 99.9% of our clients very happy, and I'm sure these guys are going to be absolutely delighted when this last phase is done, because it's a really, really lovely project. So we'll see how it all goes. We might get a camera there if we can. We've also had some lessons learned this week on a job in Guildford where it's incredibly hot, and some oversights from us and from the guys on site. When turf turns up at this time of year, turf is always a morning or a midday delivery. The reason being, you need to only order the quantity that you can get down that day, and you need to make sure you get water onto it, and there is water on it every single day. When it's this hot, it's something like 5 litres per roll per day. So that's not just a sprinkle, that is a sprinkler on for a very long time. So we left some plants, some turf sitting out So we got some done in the afternoon, and then we waited till the next day to finish it, and that 24 hours killed the turf. So we have had to pay to lift and relay it all. So a little bit of a bit of learning. And the reality, if you are growing a company and changing the sort of layers of management and communication within the company, unfortunately, there is an inevitability that even with all the best intentions in the world, stuff like that happens. The issue was raised at the end of last week. Today we lifted the turf. Actually yesterday, Tuesday, we lifted the turf. Today and tomorrow we have relayed the new turf. So no real delay for the clients. They have got an amazing looking new lawn and they know to water it all day, every day, which is good. So those little frustrations, errors, frustrations, as the business owner, you know, I guess the buck always ultimately stops with me. They're a very good way of getting into your head if you really care about the business, and that can lead to procrastination and just sort of overthinking things and making them a little bit worse. And that's a shame, but dealing with those difficult things proactively are what mean and have meant that we can just keep moving forward. So yeah, lessons learnt. I'll catch up with you very soon. We're going to go over and join one of our maintenance teams now at one of our suppliers, the fantastic Van Arnhem Nursery. They're local to us. Let's go and see what the guys are picking up and where it's going.
We're going to get them all on one?
Yes. 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 Oh, it's like the Leaning Tower. Thank you, Jamie. Made life a lot easier. Jamie has specifically asked previously not to be on camera.
Do you reckon it's because he's hiding? Do you reckon it's because he's hiding from the law?
Probably. Currently at Van Arnhem, our nursery friends, really lovely nursery. It's a trade nursery, they help us out a lot. They did grow a lot of our stuff, which is fantastic. As you may be aware, we're just doing a little bit of planting at one of the Guildford jobs that the landscape boys have been on. They're just about finished, so now we need to get some plants in. What we're doing is we're using pleached hornbeam hedging at the back of the bed. By it being pleached, it gives us nice coverage just above the fence level, whilst maintaining nice and open, allowing for planting lower down in that bed. Like my pretty flowers? This is a Guillaume, Princess Juliana, beautiful. The planting scheme itself is is actually very, very simple. When I spoke to the clients about what they needed, what they were after, it needed to be easy maintenance because they were going to maintain it themselves. It's a small little area, it's a raised planter, and it's in full sun, so it needed to be drought tolerant, really quite resistant hardy plants. So there's a mix of salvias, there's some different achilleas, there's some guillaumes going in there, a few pittosporums. So a very simple planting plan. My hope being simple but effective with a little splash of colour. So yeah, the next time you see these, they should be planted up in the Guildford job. Which way does it pull? Always go the opposite way. Yeah, so the other side, that's it. In, out. Shake it all about, do the hokey cokey, la la la.
I'm so bad at these things, by the way.
Pardon?
I'm so bad at these things.
Oh God.
I'm another one of those guys who just doesn't know how to do them.
Well, give me the other end. Unhook that end.
Sorry. What do you want?
I like that. Oh, I don't know how to do these. Oh God. I just want this bit. Just give me this bit. Don't tie that bit on yet.
Oh, the okey cokey. Oh, the okey cokey.
It's a learning opportunity, Sam. Yeah, right. No, do.
Good morning. This is amazing. It's so hard to be in a bad mood or have any sort of negative outlook when the weather is like this. This country really is amazing when the sun shines. You know, it almost makes you forget all of the hard work that our fantastic government are doing to stem the progression of slow businesses, but that's not what this vlog is about. I am feeling positive, and I wanted to pick up on what I was talking to the camera about yesterday with Will, because it's a very good example of something I've touched on in the vlog before, and that is just having to really blind faith back yourself. So Grab Trucks is a company that I have been self-funding, bankrolling, scratching, scraping, putting on credit cards, doing everything I can to get it to the stage where it is today. And of course, I mean, that stage, the wheels aren't actually properly turning yet. So it's been really stressful, and I have had absolutely no idea or indication if we were going to get that startup funding loan approved. And what the startup loan actually does is basically just pay off everything that I've had to put into the company, and just, I mean, barely covers the deposits on the assets that we have financed. So what it has meant though is that company isn't starting massively on the back foot and under immediate cash flow pressure, but it's put another good element of pressure on me, which I enjoy. And the fact is the loan is paying out apparently today or tomorrow. The truck has now been paid out, so the finance agreement has started. The other machine, we were going for the one that we were going to buy. I think we've actually found another one, a better one, much lower hours, etc., and very well priced. I think we're going to be going for that. But again, that agreement is going to be starting soon, so we've got to start trading, because we've got monthly commitments now, which is exciting. There's been so much going on in the background over the last few months. Some of it hasn't been shared in the vlogs for whatever reason. You know, I don't want to sort of give too much away or talk about too much I've got going on, because then if it doesn't happen, it basically becomes a vlog of sort of false promises. And that really is a lot of what almost trying to start businesses is. I've had so many no's. All I seem to hear is no. When the email came through about that loan, I'm talking about it like it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's 25 grand, it's gone already. But I think it's just because it came off the back of such a long run of no's, and no, he can't help, and no, like the idea, and no, not interested, and yes, but it will cost something completely unfeasible or unrealistic. So it just felt like a real win, and actually put me into a mood that I haven't been in for a long time. So really trying to hold on to that, because it feels positive, it feels exciting, it feels like got a bit of momentum, and that there's an underwriter somewhere as well that's gone, yeah, that's a good idea, and yeah, I like the work that he's done so far, and yeah, I love the brand, yeah, I love, you know, they've seen pictures of the pink truck and everything, so they're obviously on board, they think it's a good idea. So feels fantastic. Similarly with Hardwoods, and I think this is a message directly going out to anybody who is potentially a little bit earlier in their journey, or has been working potentially longer but now doing a big pivot. There have been so many times recently that I've just thought, this is going to be the end of us. How am I going to trade through this? I feel like I'm doing everything in my control, but there's all of these bigger people who are telling me again no, and not listening, and not giving the business the attention it deserves, etc. But we've traded through, and trading through doesn't mean you've got to be reckless. You know, I keep telling myself, if there is a world where I have to step back and take a real long hard at something, if actually it's not working anymore, or it needs a change, needs a radical change, then I've got to be open to that. I don't want to just keep blindly running something into the ground and getting myself into trouble. But you've got to back yourself. Again, it's coming on to backing yourself. If I hadn't have backed myself, we wouldn't be here. We have had some real cash flow pinches off the back of Chelsea, but we've learned a huge amount from it, and it means how we structure delivering the projects next year, which excited to announce, but still a way off. We're going to do it in just a much better way. We've learned lessons, we've built teams, we've built systems. Our back ends, you know, the people in the office now know what's involved in running Chelsea. The guys on site now know what to expect with delivering a build at Chelsea. So we are in a good place. we have also, in the last couple of days, been instructed on our 2 biggest ever projects. Now, I have not been doing this long enough to be naive enough to think, oh, big projects, big numbers, big profits. Actually, in my experience, the bigger projects come with a huge amount of risk. They're much more difficult to deliver, especially if they go on over the winter period where you've got the weather sort of taking everything and productivity out of your control. But it's exciting, and because we've ridden through all these tough times, what we've got now is a resilient company, fantastic systems, a good structure within the company that means that we can deliver these projects confidently, efficiently, and yeah, hopefully profitably. It's amazing. It's been a really, really tough journey. So what I'm trying to do is just hold on to this glimmer and this glimpse of positivity. It's looking really good for Grab at the moment, and it's looking really good for Hardwood at the moment. And I haven't been able to confidently, honestly look into a camera and say that for a long time. And it's exciting. It is exciting. So if you've watched through all of this and you're following our vlogs and following our journey, thank you. Thank you. It's only going to get more exciting. We've got some big stuff in the pipeline that, I mean, I'm very excited about. So hopefully you'll be excited about. It's the biggest and best stuff that we've ever done. So yeah, continue following along. And as always, and as we've said in recent vlogs, if you've got any questions, if there's anything that you want me to be more open about, more transparent about, or go into more detail about with anything that I've just covered, just ask. Let's talk about it. Let's make sure that channel of communication is just wide open, and the pain and suffering that I've been through, if I can talk about it and teach people about it, meaning that they don't have to do it all because it has been tough, then I'm happy to share. Going to throw you back over to site now. We are wrapping up on our Guildford project. It's the job where we've had issues with the turf, but the guys have relayed all of that. The sprinklers are on, the clients are happy. It's looking fantastic, and I can't wait to show you.
What's your favourite pudding, Charlie? Mine's tiramisu.
Oh, tiramisu's a great shout. Nan does a nice trifle.
Mum did a trifle the other day, actually.
That's not good for the old glucose.
It's not good for the old glucose, but you know, try and tell 74-year-old Bob does not eat a trifle. And it's
enjoy yourself, Bob. Get in there.
Like
boy.
he'll say, he's like, I don't know how many years I got left. If I want me eat me trifle, I'm going to eat me trifle. So yeah, he had 2 apples of trifle.
Good for him.
Guildford. We're in Guildford. We're at the end of the job. It is about 31 degrees in the shade, which would probably make it about, what, 36 degrees in the sun. Yeah, we're at the end. We got there today. We are wrapping all the last little bits up. So the turf has gone down. It will have a last wash through now, and then we are done. Yesterday we had Jay and the maintenance team, so that's Rob and Sam, and myself was here as well. And we've got the 9 bleached beech trees in, and all the lovely shrubs and perennials have gone in as well. So it's all planted out. Clients had a nice look at that last night and they loved it, which is brilliant. So yeah, we're at the end, we're wrapping up. We're basically completely done. All the paving's done, all the flow pointing's done, all the turfing's down, all the walls finished, all the coping stones have been cut, bull-nosed and adhesived on, sanded back. And yeah, we're basically there. It's been a really nice project. It's simple, but it's clean and quite clinical. It's basically what the client's spec was, it's what they wanted. I spoke to him this morning and he's happy. It's exactly what he wanted, he said. So yeah, we've delivered another good project and another happy customer. So yeah, I think all in all, it is a big tick. Everyone seems to be happy, and we're gonna move on to the next and hope the sun disappears a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. It is freaking intense.
Thank you guys. Not quite as easy as it could have been. The turf still arrived a little bit late, which is a pain because it's very hot, but it's another one ticked off, another one done, another one invoiced, happy clients, money in the bank, happy days. We can keep pushing forwards. I'm back up in the office now. The reason I've got quite a lot of the blinds closed is, despite being about 11 AM, it is roasting and it does get quite hot in here. If I haven't been in first thing and haven't had a chance to get the AC unit on, then it's quite hard to get back on top of the temperature. It's just the joys of working in these sorts of offices. They're perfectly suited for us, but the ideal is sort of low teens to low 20s temperature range. When it's really cold, they get really cold, and when it's really hot, they get really hot, but it's okay. Speaking of all the progression with Grab and everything good that we've got going on, we've got interviews today. We've got 2 potential members of staff coming in. The roles that they are filling are office support. So they're coming in to work with AD in a fairly intense period to learn to start then taking on a lot of the Grab admin. So AD is going to be doing the bookkeeping for Grab, but all of the general office management, answering the phone, sorting all the truck logistics out, driver logistics out. Everything to do with the day-to-day running and headaches, that is going to be going on to a new member of staff. So looking forward to that. It's a good progression opportunity for the right person, which are the sorts of roles I like filling because people tend to be excited about them, and it creates opportunity, which is what I want, you know, all of my employees to feel they've got access to, whether they take advantage of it or not. What they'll also be doing is quite a lot of just general PA work for me, which is fantastic. So a lot of the base level admin, even things like looking after my work phone for the day while I've got to go out and do stuff, is just so incredibly valuable to me. So looking forward to that. AD was and has done quite a lot of it, but she's pretty busy, she's pretty flat out. So we are getting more staff in, so strengthening our back end, strengthening our systems. Looking forward to that. Interview most likely is going to be up in my office. Something I don't always enjoy doing, but downstairs is pretty busy. There's a lot of people in there today, so not really conducive to having a sit down and a proper chat. Normally I wouldn't mind, and recently it's been very tidy in here, but with all these new companies comes a lot of paperwork, a huge amount of paperwork that needs to be filed. So it's all government stuff, HMRC stuff. For Grab trucks, it's all the lorry stuff, the operating stuff, the environment agency stuff, all the finance agreements, all the banking stuff, the new bank accounts, etc. All the asset finance information, the stuff for our new contact details, phone number, landline number, emails, website, etc., etc. All of that sort of stuff is starting to arrive, or has been arriving pretty thick and fast. So I'm just making sure that I'm trying to organise the filing cabinet in the corner as well as I can. The office team will probably tell me it's not very well organised, but at least I can hand over a file and say, this is everything that Grab trucks that has been delivered so far, please could you sort it out? So that's what that's what I have been doing. I've got an hour before my first meeting start, and then we've got the interviews this afternoon. So one more quick sweep through, as much of the paperwork away in the right sort of places, quick tidy up. And then we've got new people coming in. Part of my next hour as well is filtering through a lot more of the drive applications. So we've spoken to a couple of very promising drivers already. There's been a few sort of slight not reservations, but we just want to find the right one. We don't want to compromise on anything this early on, especially with our first full-time driver. We really want to do as much as we can to make sure it's the best fit possible. So I'm going to crack on with that. I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Going to try and keep the sort of positive energy up today. And let's go check in with some more of the Hardwood team.
I don't know what you're doing. Me neither. I wasn't trying to what were you doing. I thought we were going to
you do something different every time. This is where suction cups would be handy, but I haven't got any, unfortunately, so I have to squash my fingers. Well, what we're doing is laying these 1.2 metre square porcelain slabs on a concrete reinforced base and on a bed of sharp sand and cement mix. Who's on the mixer? Lev?
On the mixers?
Yeah, pretty good, yeah. I like them like this. Some people like it a bit drier, but in this weather as well, it's going off so quick. Once you've slurried the back of it up and you plop it in, give it a couple of taps. If it's too high, it's a right pain to get it back out again because all the muck stuck to the bottom of it. You've got to scrape it all off, get the bed right again, hopefully get the bed right again. To me.
Yeah.
And then try again. So it's better to take your time, get the bed right. That's why I've made up a little bit of screeding wood with a cut out on it. just to try and get the bed exactly right, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't have to keep picking it out and putting it back in again. That's the last thing I want to be doing on a hot day. And you're walking on the little slabs I've just laid. Yeah, you're right there. That's good.
Imagine Duncan, then another Duncan. And that's what I had, both ripping into me.
Nothing worse than 2 Duncans.
Honestly, it's brutal.
Go on, I'm listening.
Exactly, that's what he did. All right.
Look at that. Beautiful level, look. Yeah, I think we've sussed it, Lev.
Indeed. You're genius. That's all right, he's turned it off. Thursday afternoon, following on from the bit of vlogging I've done earlier, I am halfway between job interviews. We've just had the first one in, and yeah, seemed great. I think the second one's going to be very similar. They're similar sort of ages and stages in their careers, etc. So I expect a fairly similar interview in 20 minutes, and then we will be hopefully making a decision. AD was helping me with the interviews. Will and Harry are back at the yard. As you can hear, there's lots going on. They have finished our Midhurst job for now, so the small phase of works that we've just done there is all done, all wrapped up, which is great. So what we are dealing with now is we're trying to get these trolleys packed up and stacked up so that the company we hired them, well, the designer hired them from, can come and collect them so we can get them out of the way. Always a little bit conscious of, yes, our lovely landlords have said that we can use this space for them, but we want to get them gone as quickly as possible, because I know that this stuff hanging around for too long doesn't take too long to become a bit of an irritation, so we will get rid of it as soon as we can. But yeah, it's roasting. Everyone's just trying to stay cool. It's difficult for Harry, it's not very cool. But Harry is on holiday again. So today's Thursday, but he's not going to be back till next, what, Wednesday? Yeah. It's starting to get a little bit ridiculous. I think we're going to have to bring it up in his next appraisal, the amount of annual leave he's taking.
I literally never take holiday, so I'm starting to just take it, because otherwise I'll like...
You've always taken it, haven't you?
No, mate. Right. Good effort, team.
But as you can see, our plants are mostly still alive as well. I know everybody will be, as we are, very concerned about their well-being. We've got 2 of the hardwood gazebos up now, giving as much shade as we possibly can, because it is, yeah, it's roasting. So that's it, all up to date. I'm going to head back in now. I've got, like I said, another interview. Going to do a little bit of work actually phoning drivers for more interviews, so very recruitment heavy at the moment, which isn't my favourite thing, but it's all necessary, and we haven't got anyone in Grab to do the interviewing yet, so I need to try and find a map for Grab to take over that workload. So I'm going to head inside, finish the interview, hopefully it goes well, and I'll catch up with you with the next update, whatever that might be. There you go, tucked in the corner is a lovely little pink truck. We can take these off as well now, and that. We can't claim to be 4 silver operators, unfortunately, but it's operated by us, by Grab.
There we go.
Yeah.
See if it...
We'll see if it starts. Do you want to get this bit on camera?
Absolutely.
I need to get... So we've still got loads of little things I need to do. One of them being, we've only got 1 set of keys for the truck. I need to try and get another set. I spoke to a couple of companies that have cut keys and coded keys for our vans before, but none of them have the right software to do trucks. So you'd assume if they could do one, they could do all. Right, we'll see if it starts. Oh, hey. Wash some of the dust off. There we go. It's up and running, keep some of the dust out. So, this is handover day. The truck has, whilst it's been with Berry Hill, not so much in the last month or so, but it has been run. They have been using it. There's a fair few bits in here which we need to tidy up and clean out, but it's all of these sorts of things that So collection notes for waste, so waste transfer notes, delivery slips, all that sort of stuff. We've ordered all of that. We've got it all in Grab's name, so I can take all of their bits out and I can put our bits in, which is super exciting. We have got our company taco card now, so we can set the truck's taco up to us, to Grab Trucks Limited. It's no longer, the computer no longer thinks it's got anything to do with Berry Hill, which is super exciting. So we're going to get their stuff out, get our stuff in, give it all a really good clean. We want to make sure when it's on the road it is sparkling and that pink really pops. Make sure inside's nice and clean as well. Hopefully we're going to be introducing you to our new driver very soon, but next week I've actually kept a couple of days clear. For me personally, I'm going to be running some haulage in the truck. I'm going to be going to our yard where this truck is currently based, the operating license that it's currently assigned to. It is a quarry, and they're pulling sand out of that quarry. Berry Hill use that sand in some of their products, so I'm going to be just doing a few runs back and forth for a couple of days, giving the truck a really good shakedown, making sure everything works. If there's any sort of initial snags or issues with it, it means that we can act on them quickly before the driver starts, which is a good position to be in my opinion. But there shouldn't be. It's fresh MOT'd, it's fresh serviced, it's fresh inspected, new brakes all the way around, a few new hydraulic bits, new hydraulic tank. I mean, listen to it purr. Diesel power. Very, very exciting. So not only have I just bought a new JCB telehandler, but I've now actually just bought the truck. So it's all paid for, the finance are paid out, we've paid the deposits, paid the VAT, etc. So yeah, what a week. What a week of just boys, toys and shopping for all the good stuff. Exciting. So yeah, time for a look around the truck. He wants to get rid of it. No. Oh well, yeah, we'll keep the pause on in case we get in trouble.
That might help you on the side.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously we've got, not only is it in our colours, but it's ORG Grab is the number plate. So my initials and then Grab.
It's like getting a new car. The first scratch is the worst, and then you'll then get more, and then more, and then more. And then it gets to the point where you give up, and then you just accept it's a working asset and it's going to get knackered. And then I look at it now, and all of the lorries, I remember buying them brand new, I remember picking them up, I remember them immaculate.
Nice.
So
happy days. Cool, I'll turn it off so we can hear each other. But I've got all of our slips coming from
Gavin.
Today, actually, Friday. He said they were being delivered. Yeah, it's just all those little things that you've got to try and think of and remember. Because yeah, we've said we're going to try and sync the slips with our invoicing, because we've started our 0 and we haven't obviously done any invoicing yet. So the first slip is going to be 0001 and our first invoice will be 1. So we're going to see how long we can keep them synced for.
Oh, okay.
There you go, we've made it through another week, but before you click off, please, as always, it would mean the world if you could drop a like, a comment, make sure you're subscribed under the video, really would appreciate it. Feels like we've been dragging it on for a long time now and been building up the tension for the launch of this company, and it's incredible to say that we are finally there. Very, very exciting, very terrifying, but feel very ready for it. So stay tuned, because the vlogs are going to feature a lot more of this, a lot more of our new yard, a lot more of the new machinery that we have bought to operate this business. It's going to be exciting. See you next week.